Good morning, traders. So how do we trade the DAX today? So first things first, we are toying with the neckline of this big weekly head and shoulders. Okay. Now, at this stage, this to me is a level that we would trade off. And in other words, we're trading long off this level. It's only once this level is broken that we need to start worrying about this big head and shoulders. Okay. So for me right now, this is a level to be long. Okay, and you can see on the weekly here we are extremely oversold, and you can see the last time on the weekly where we were oversold, it was here, we rallied. Okay, so that's kind of my take on this at the moment. I just want to point out on the 4-hour, you can see how the trend was moving down. We've gone sideways and we've had an engulfing. We pulled back. We formed a double bottom. There was a low, lower low, yet we've got diversions here. Okay, so the level to be watching would pretty much be, I would just fine tune it to there, so would be 12,030. Let's just call it 12,000. So we need a good break above 12,000, which is going to give us the indication that we've got some more upside to come. Okay, so for now the trend has come down. We are now consolidating. So we could consolidate like this for a little while and then drop below. That is a possibility. But the daily is giving me a little bit of comfort that we can trade longs. Okay, and the reason I say that is we had this indecision bar, we had the buyer step in, then we got a pin bar here on the daily, and that's a fairly significant pin bar. That okay, so that to me is a wise man entry number one. And remember, if you haven't watched that video, go and find it. So where price crossed through the alligator, that's my price line, and that is my alligator line, which sort of follows the teeth. Okay, and you can see the angle between these two, that's diversions, and that is always an indication that the downward move has come to an end. In other words, we've moved far away from the alligator. Okay, another way of looking at it is if you just look at a simple moving average strategy, you'll see the deviation between the two moving averages. See how far apart they are? And when they are this far apart, that is an indication that things are about to happen. If you look at the 4-hour, you can see how they stayed pretty close together on the trip up. And they've stayed close, and then they started getting far apart here towards bottom, and that's always an indication that the move's coming to an end. Okay, and the other thing on this moving average on the 4-hour is see how we've come together. So there is a strong possibility here that this is about to turn around. Okay, so in saying that, what are we looking for? So the first breakout target is this one here. Okay, so that is this double bottom play that we had yesterday. We've broken to the upside, so that is our first upside target. And I would expect us to sort of either consolidate a bit through the day and then gently push up, or alternatively have another attempt to push to the downside. So if we just come to the hour, right now for me, we have a low, lower low. Okay, so I would prefer price to head up, come back and form a higher low, which would then indicate that we are going to move to the upside. But for now, I think this is consolidation, and you're probably going to find that we are going to get sellers step in at this 12.30 area, move down, but a break above this 12.30 area will be the indication I'm looking for to get in on a swing trade to the upside. Okay, so right now we're busy with consolidation, and I strongly suspect we're going to continue this consolidation a little bit. So let's just have a look at where the DAX futures is at the moment. Flat. So DAX futures at 11,988, which is basically 2 points off where we closed. And what I want to do is just get the actual close here. So the actual close is down here. So that's where the market actually closed. So I wouldn't be surprised if we come back to this area here, and on the 30 minutes you'll see that'll come and test the breakout of the alligator. And we've already had one break and test. See, here was a break, here was a test, and then we fell off again. And then we rallied again. So yeah, so if you are long from the bottom here, no reason to get out. Good, was pretty good entry right at the bottom. But for me, I'm not holding things overnight. I just don't trust what's going on in the US at the moment. So what I'm looking for at the moment is a possible pullback and then move, or what could happen here is this flag could play out. Okay, now if the flag does play out, just be safe. The target does take us through this level. Okay, I'm just going to put the high of yesterday in, and that is the critical area. So it's the high of yesterday and the high of the day before that need to go. So I'm just going to do that. So this measured move of the flag could very well target this area. Okay, so what are we looking for? We're looking for a break above. We're looking for a break above this. Let's just take that high there, 11,995. Then we have 12,020, and then we also have 12,035. So fairly small targets, but I do suspect that we tag the top here, move back off, and that's going to be the entry for the long and the anticipation of the break of this. Okay, so the other way of looking at this is as follows. We have this diagonal trend line, so a break above that validates a break of that trend, which would give me anyway a logical target of the 200 moving average at 12,069, which is also previous swing highs, previous swing lows. Okay, so that's kind of what I can see at the moment. We are consolidating, but we're in the early stages of a potential trend change. But remember, the longer we consolidate, so if we just come to the hour for that, and the longer we stay inside this zone, the higher the probability is of a break either side. Okay, so if we take from that bar to that bar, we have been in this consolidation for 50 hours. So if we continue today, then there's no clear direction that we're going to break the upside or the downside. So we'd have to wait for a break of either trend line to pick up our direction. Okay, but I'm anticipating for now is that this is a bottom, maybe a short-term bottom, but it is a bottom of sorts, and I'm expecting us to rally for a bit. Okay. Also, just bear in mind that we do have a gap up here as well, which fairly close to the 200 moving averages. Okay, so that's my view for today. And as I've pointed out on the 4 hour, this engulfing here with this big engulfing here, 2 engulfing candles, that's 2 signals for me on the 4 hour that this trend has changed. And sorry, the last thing here is just on price action. This is very typical where it's so volatile in the turning whenever you get to a point where it's going to turn. So if you look over here, down, up, violent move down, and then we started moving. So it's very typical of price action to be like this. So rally, hard down, hard rally. So now it's either a case of we continue, we break through this 12,030 area, or we break down below 11,880. Okay, that's kind of what I'm looking for. So I'm looking for longs. That's pretty much what it boils down to. Looking for longs with stop below this area, below the swing low here of yesterday. So stops below the 11850, and I'm looking for a break above. And bear in mind, it is a pin bar on the daily. So a break above the pin bar, which would be there. So a break above 12,020 would validate the pin bar, and then you would expect the buying to continue up here. Because what's happened here is buyers have stepped in the bottom and pushed the price up. Okay, and they didn't get out of their positions. They're still in their positions. Right. Anyway, that's the DAX for me, and hope it helps. Keep those stops tight, and yeah, if you are long, hold on to it. This could be a fairly decent swing trade. If you're not, look for an entry to get long and keep those stops as close as you can. Anyway, guys, that's my take for today. Hope it helps, and enjoy your day. I'll catch up later. Cheers.